Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Don't Study. So here I am again with a new video. As per your request, I have come up with the past year questions of the chapter Waste. As you know, there are 4 chapters from Waste. So in the annual exam, that is in the board examination, questions come from all these 4 chapters. Okay. So here I will try to cover all the past year's questions. So first of all, let's get started with give reasons. The first question is why there is a need for safe waste disposal. The answer is very clear. There are many reasons. So according to the marks you will write. If it's a 2-mark question, then you have to write 2 reasons. Okay. And if it's a 1-mark question, then you have to write 1 reason. So let me tell the reasons why there is a need for safe waste disposal. First reason, if open dumping is done, then it ruins the beauty of the environment. Second, if in open dumping, the areas where open dumping is done, the area is prone to vectors which carry diseases to people's houses. Okay. Third, if rainfall occurs, then the water carries this waste along with them and join water bodies, which again increases the chances of spreading diseases. Okay, so it's here I told 3 reasons. Okay, you can write any one of them. Next question is waste segregation is important. Yes. So first of all, you need to know what is segregation. Segregation means separating. So why waste segregation is important? Waste segregation is important because if we do waste segregation, then we can apply different methods for its disposal. For example, if we segregate waste on basis of biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste, then the biodegradable waste can be reused or used as compost, so they can be put to some use. But whereas non-biodegradable waste, they cannot be put into the soil, okay, because it harms the soil and causes soil pollution. So we can recycle them and make use of it. Okay. Next is nuclear waste is harmful. Nuclear waste is harmful. Yes. Why? Because nuclear wastes are toxic in nature. They contain substances like lead, mercury, asbestos, nickel, etc. Okay. So lead can affect a child's brain. If this lead gets contaminated, or if lead gets into our body or into a child's body, then it can affect a child's brain. And if and asbestos can cause disease like asbestosis. Okay. And next, mercury causes nerve damage. So these are the reasons why nuclear waste is harmful. Next is trees must be planted in industrial areas. It's obvious that trees should be planted in industrial areas because we know that in industrial areas the rate of pollution is very high. So in order to control them, trees are the best, trees are the best creatures. Okay. So if we plant trees, then they will absorb the carbon dioxide and release oxygen, as a result of which the amount of carbon dioxide present in the environment will decrease. The next question is, chemical fertilizers must be replaced by organic manure. Yes, it's a very nice question. Chemical fertilizers must be replaced by organic manure. Chemical fertilizers, although they enhance the growth of the plant and makes it prone to disease resistant, but if years after year these chemical fertilizers are applied to soil, then it decreases the soil fertility. Okay. But whereas if we use organic manure, then it does not do any harm to the soil. And furthermore, it increases the fertility of the soil. Okay. And if we use organic manure, then also the yield is very good. Okay. Next is plastic and polythene products must be banned. That is, plastic and polythene products must be banned. This has been an issue since many years, isn't it? So why is it so? Because plastic and polythene are non-biodegradable waste. They cannot decompose and it takes years and years to get decomposed. So it harms the soil and causes soil pollution. So here these last three questions have come in the board examination, that is the last year board examination. Okay. And this question is very important about the waste segregation and the need for safe waste disposal. It has been repeated, I think 3 to 4 times. Now we have defined the following. Define the following. Many a times these questions itself are repeated from the chapter waste. Okay. So the first question is define composting. What is composting? Composting is the breakdown of the organic matter in the presence of oxygen. That is, it's an aerobic process in which breakdown of organic matter takes place. Okay, so by using the process of composting, we convert the organic wastes into compost. Okay. The second is incineration. What is incineration? I think you all have not seen this word in your book, isn't it? So incineration is a waste disposal method in which the waste is burnt. Okay. Next is segregation. Yes, segregation. Segregation simply means the separation or the sorting out of waste on the basis of various criteria. The most common criteria that we see are and classify waste are as biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable wastes. Okay. Then the fourth one, eutrophication. What is eutrophication? Eutrophication is the increase in the amount of nutrients found in water bodies. As a result of what happens is that as a result of the amount of oxygen present in the water bodies decreases and the marine animals die. Now how this happens is that in eutrophication, as the nutrients are increased in the soil, the organisms like zooplankton and phytoplankton, they get advantage and they multiply rapidly, as a result of which the oxygen present in the water body is absorbed or utilized by them. Now, the other marine animals, they don't get sufficient oxygen, as a result of which death of these organisms occur. Okay. Now, it may happen naturally or it may also occur artificially, that is due to man. Now, the fifth one is recycling. We all know it. Recycling means reusing the waste material by doing some work. You can say by doing some works on it, or simply reusing the waste material and forming new products out of it. Okay. Now the sixth one is dumping. That is, as we can all see it everywhere, dumping just means putting a heap of waste in a particular area. Okay. Then, or you can also, okay, now let's move on to the seventh question. Biodegradable waste. Okay, it may either come as what define biodegradable waste, or it can also come as what is biodegradable waste. Give 2 examples. Then you have to write the same answers, So biodegradable waste are the waste that can be decomposed easily. Okay. And they do not cause any harm to the soil. Example, what are the biodegradable waste? Some examples are the vegetable peels that is produced in the kitchen, leaves, the dried leaves, etc. Okay. And as I talked about biodegradable waste, now it's time for non-biodegradable waste. The waste that cannot be decomposed easily and it takes millions and millions of years to get decomposed. Example, styrofoam, plastics. Okay, the most common one. One more important question is biomagnification. Now, what is biomagnification? It means the increase in the concentration of toxic material along a food chain. Okay, so let me explain you, because if you will understand the things, then it would be easier for you to write in the examination, isn't it? So biomagnification is a process in which the increase of concentration of toxic materials along a food chain occurs. That is, let's start from the producers. That is, just suppose in grass there is some toxic material and it's just up to 0.1%. But as another organism eats this grass, let's suppose the most common food chain, that is grass, then deer, then lion, or something like that. Okay. If this grass is eaten up by some organism, it would be deer, then the concentration of the toxic material inside the body of deer would be more, would be higher. That is, it may 3% or 5%, and the next organism in the food chain will have a higher concentration. So in this way, the concentration of toxic materials goes on increasing. Okay, so here are some questions. Now let me quickly come up with some other question. Okay. So here I am with the next set of questions. Okay. So the third question is, how can waste be reused? Explain with example. Okay, how can waste be reused? It can be reused by the process of recycling, isn't it? Now, as you are asking for example, so you can give, there are many examples like the leftover sugarcane. That is, after crushing sugarcane, bagasse is left over. Bagasse is the leftover of sugarcane, isn't it? So this is used to make cardboards and even sometimes to make paper, isn't it? That is, they mix that with the paper pulp and they use it to make paper. And even the old paper is reused, that is recycled to make new paper. So these are two examples, you can give any. Next is, mention one way in which waste accumulation affect each of the following. First is terrestrial life. Okay, so as I was explaining earlier, that is why there is a need for waste disposal. It's something related to that question only. Okay, so how it affects terrestrial life? Okay, so the regions where the wastes are piled up, they act as a center for the vectors and parasites to breed, as a result of which rodents like rats and then parasites like mosquitoes, etc. breed and carry diseases with them to the domestic places, that is to homes. Okay, and affect, as a result of which people get affected from diseases like malaria, etc. And now, how it affects aquatic life? Okay, when rain comes in contamination with the waste accumulated, the water carries the waste with it and joins some main water bodies, as a result of which the water in the water body gets contaminated, and now when the water is used for domestic purposes and for drinking, it affects human and spread diseases. Okay, that is water communicable diseases. Third is landscape. How it affects landscape? It ruins the beauty of the nature. Okay. Fifth question is, name 3 sources of methane. Yes. What are the 3 sources of methane? First one, wetlands. Okay. Wetlands. Then we have mining areas. And the third one is landfills. So these are the 3 sources of methane. Now the next question is, what is acid rain? This question has been asked frequently. So what is acid rain? Acid rain is a rain that mixes with compounds of sulfur and nitrogen and reaches the earth's surface. Okay. Now mention 2 of its effects. There are many effects, hazardous effects of acid rain. You can write any of them. So let me here explain two effects. First, it affects precious and beautiful monuments, like you can see the Taj Mahal. It corrodes the calcium carbonate. Okay. And the second one is it affects the fertility of the soil, as it affects the fertility of the soil, that is it reduces the fertility of the soil, in simple words. Okay. Now the seventh question is, what is the cause of Minamata disease? Mercury. Okay, mercury is the cause of Minamata disease. I think you all know what is the Minamata tragedy. Minamata was a coastal town nearby which there was a vinyl chloride industry. Now the effluents from this industry were discharged in the river. Okay, that is in the river, and the effluents contain mercury. Now after few days or after few years, after some time, some fishermen were affected by the Minamata disease. On further research, it was found that they were affected due to the fish they ate from the river body. Now these fish contain the mercury that were discharged with the effluents from the vinyl chloride industry. Okay, so it was the Minamata tragedy, and the cause for Minamata disease is mercury. Okay, so here I have discussed all the questions, that is all the past year's question from the chapter waste. Now one or two may be left. They are very simple and easy, like name two gaseous waste, or name two sources of gaseous waste. I think you all know that answer, like industries and vehicles. Okay, isn't it? So they are very simple questions. So here we come to the end of the video. I hope that you all will give your best in your boards. All the best, and I wish that you all come with flying colors.